going to be huge. And my favorite thing we're going to have, I don't know if he has pictures on these or not. Yes. So we're going to have these as people flow back and forth. Our restrooms are going to be off to the side. If you ever go to these major airports, you know, you're standing outside a restroom waiting for whoever to come out, and everybody's blasting by you. So we're going to, privacy restrooms, because they'll be off the beaten path on the side. We're really excited about that piece. And then the cool thing, I haven't been reading this, I just read it the other day. We're going to have those, when the UV lights hit the glass, they're automatically going to tint.
Oh.
Like transition lenses, yeah. And you know, I don't know how much that costs, but that's a big piece that's a big chunk of glass right there. I mean, but hey, the technology makes it affordable, and you know, we're great stewards with our funds. We take zero tax dollars, so we're self-sustaining. A lot of airports depend on tax dollars, but we do not. And even when I was looking around to come to airports, my next step in my career, I looked at those things. So I don't want to be someone that's poor, you know, that sucks. But no, so we're going to have, and it helps the energy efficiency. So it's going to be able to, you can control that piece. And plus with it, the higher ceilings have got natural lighting, so it's going to reduce the energy cost even more in our footprint, which is even better.
Are you going to update security?
Huh?
Are you going to update the security here?
You know, that's interesting. Not for this, because I asked this. Let me go back and show you that. All right. So here's checkpoints, right? So the expansion's going to be here, not here. So the way our world works, the first thing I asked was, you know, why don't we build out here, make this nicer, and then build on out? But what happens is, we have to build out here because of the airline revenue off rent and leasing and concessions. It comes here, and then once this opens, they will work the plan to do this. Now Scott, y'all haven't met Scott. He's he's very innovative for his age. I'm not picking on him, I'm just saying he's out of the box thinking.
Remember, this is being recorded, Chip.
I know. But the thing up here, where our parking garage is, he's already. We got problems with the garage. And the garage was built 53 years ago. Stuff leaks on certain cars. Our maintenance catches it, but we don't. It's just old. All right. So it's like you would think, hey, what do? Do we go ahead and knock down the garage and build a new garage? Well, Scott's vision's like, no, we don't. We're going to look at nesting stations for autonomous vehicles. And I'm over there like, what's he talking about? You know, he's like the last guy, I would think, but I mean, that's how he thinks. He's at this visionary. And, you know, they're saying inside 8 years, we're going to have autonomous vehicles driving us around. So to have places like that. Now, another crazy thing that's hit us, it hit a sizable amount of our revenue on taxi cabs, is Uber Lyft. You know, it came out, no one knew how to negotiate something new. We didn't know how to negotiate because no one ever heard of something like this a few years ago. And around the country, a lot of, especially small airports, their revenue's been hit by 30%, and that's massive. So they're having to, well, we're renegotiating, because it was new, you gave them a lot of leeway, but man, everybody, I mean, I don't even drive my car anymore. Every weekend I'm always in a Uber or Lyft, and it's crazy. I mean, everywhere I go. But yeah, it's, you know, do we need the parking? Probably not, you know. And there's some other options, like if you ever had to get a rental car, you got to ride this walkway about 10 miles out. Not really, but it feels like it. It's outdoor. We got outdoor heaters and everything. You know, and there's been some ideas tossed around. Maybe bulldoze this piece when everybody moves in here, and maybe put the rental cars over here where it'd be quicker, easier, indoor the whole way. But then again, if Uber and Lyft are impacting the taxi world, how long before it impacts the rental cars? And I think it's right there. I mean, but you have some folks that have to drive away. I get it, but the other week I was in Canada at a conference, and like 3 people had rental cars. And I'm like, how long do you have a rental car? And they said those cars just literally sat in the garage, but you know their travel requires them to have a rental car. I've never heard of such a thing, but you know, and that's a little piece. And maybe in the hotel world, you guys might want to charge for some parking, and people have those cars. I mean, something to look at. Didn't mean to get too far off, but yeah, it's going to be open. It's going to be completely open, very open concept, very unlike what we have today that we really need. Very excited about it. Another thing sounds corny, and this would apply to you guys on your lobbies. We're going to end up with new furniture. Some of those furniture's dated and stuff, and it's amazing with the dated furniture what these industries can do. They come in, they look at it, and they build these charging stations to clip on, and they work. You know, they're about $80 a pop, but it works. But we're excited to see by the time we open what the technology of the furniture is going to be in way of charging stations. This is something that this is kind of cool stuff. So I don't know if you guys know, Memphis International. We're the first airport to actually work at testing drones, because you can't fly a drone within 5 miles of an airport. We're working closely with the FAA to build case studies and new regulations on how to handle the drone technology, and we could use them we can use the drones to, the FAA and TSA says we've got to have a perimeter road around on each side of the fence. Well, why each side? But now we're testing to use drone technology to probably stay about 3 feet above that fence and look to make sure there's no soil erosion and the fence is intact. And you can run this drone around the whole airfield where it's not in the flight path. It's pretty cool where it's going. FedEx, on the other hand, they want to go as far as taking the drones. So you get your maintenance storage. So someone needs a valve for an airplane. Well, the mechanic orders it or puts it in their system, and some dude in a truck grabs a piece, drives it across the field. They're looking at using drones just to run it across the field. So you eliminate the number of traffic of people driving around the airplanes, and you'll be amazed how many times these freaking vehicles make contact with an airplane. I mean, it's terrible. The plane's out of service. It's out of service. It's not making money. You're spending money. I mean, it's serious. I mean, you got a $60 million piece of equipment, and then someone dings it. Not good. Where you get the drone, and I didn't know this. I'm thinking about buying a drone, but they all have a collision avoidance. I don't know if you know that. This is crazy. Like they know. I wasn't joking around. I'm actually being serious. I'm like, why the hell don't I put that on an airplane? I don't get it. I mean, planes can hit stuff all the time, but these drones apparently get to the wall and stop. They'll know. So you have stuff like that. So what we're finding with the drones is now we do this. We're participating in this UAS Unmanned Aerial Systems IPP. I forgot what IPP stands for, but here last night we had a big thing. The number 2 lady in the FAA, the deputy administrator, the FAA, she was here, and they had it here, and it had all 50 partners. They had a big meeting here last night. But the cool thing that someone brought up was like, hey, actually it was Boeing. Boeing brought it up. Said, hey, we have to do inspections on the outside of the airplane. We got to have these special lights at night, look through for corrosion. And then they were talking about how to come over that, and some dude 2 tables down was like, oh no, we know that technology. We can just run it on the airplane any time of the day because we can just outfit this next generation of cameras on a drone. So this thing's endless is what's about to take place with these drones. So it's pretty cool times. So I'm pretty sure that was it, I think, and I was right. So any questions or anything? Yes?
Is your job something you saw yourself doing when you were in college?
No, I knew I was going into the airlines. My dad was in the airlines. So yes, I did, but not in the fact of again, this area is new. What happened to me was kind of weird. Life's about timing. And like right now, people that got out of college from last year until 6 years ago, 8 years ago, these airlines are making profits unbelievable. When I was there, let's see, what do we have? Let's see, we either had 9/11, a war, Katrina, a credit crisis, and then all of a sudden I was like, look, this is too unstable. Like literally one airline I was at, I had eight bosses in 22 months. And then there were days I'd go to work like, oh yeah, Mickey's no longer here. That's right. So I gotta go find. I mean, you would forget it. And so I joked around with people that I'm getting somewhere stable. And then
in the airlines, you started meeting with airports, and you realize some folks didn't have the knowledge that they should have had, but they were just filling a role because they needed someone to pitch airlines, and that's what happened to me. I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna, you know, if this gig doesn't work, how will the airlines? I'm going to the airports, a lot more stable, and so no, not at all, you know. But you know, you gotta be open. You gotta be open to opportunities, you know, and just keep your eyes open mind. You just never know. Because I think when I was in college, someone told me that, I would have said, nah, I don't want to do that. I'd rather be with the airlines because I could fly, you know, for free and everything else, and all that's actually changed now. You can fly for free, but the planes are full. And there's been so many times I sat in an airport, having to sleep in an airport because there was no seat to get home. You know, now it's a little bit more salary. I'm not going to buy my own ticket because I travel a lot as a regular passenger, and I have those frequent flyer points. So I found a whole quality of life thing I never knew existed when I was in school. So, anything else?
Well, I got one for you,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm not picking on you.
Here we go. I get it all the time.
And I understand all this technology
Mm-hmm.
and drones and all the investment and working toward this, like you said earlier, when you came out of Spain last year, you didn't talk to a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I know employees are expensive, and I know they're trying to cut costs and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, this is the hospitality business.
Correct.
And airline service, customer service
Mhm.
sucks. Plain and simple, flat out. And